What's up, guys? Andrew McInnis here, wagertalk.com, here with the Every Game on the Board podcast for week number 11 in the Canadian Football League. Off a really strong week last week, 3-0 with the best bets for clients on a 7-2 run now in the CFL, really picking things up on a 12-5, 5% run. So if you want my best bets this week, use the promo code BIRTHDAY9. It is Wager Talk's 9th birthday, so use promo code BIRTHDAY9 and get 50% off any package I release. And of course, I do have a 5% play going this week on a huge run with those guys. 12-5 run, 5%, 7-2 run, all plays here in the CFL. Use that promo code BIRTHDAY9 to take half off my best bet. I want to make something very clear here, guys. This is filmed earlier in the week, so not every single play that I mentioned here is a client play. Many of them end up being client plays, but these are plays that I'm looking at early in the week that stood out to me right away, and I always try and give at least one play on each game, and we cashed plenty of tickets last week. Let's try and do it again this week here in week 12. Starting things off with our first game of the week, we have the Montreal Alouettes and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers going head-to-head in Winnipeg. Looking at the current number, I'm seeing -9 in favor of the home team here. Looking at the total, we have 47.5 and a -375 money line favorite here for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Now, this is the thing. Number was at about 8, 8.5, now 9. I like this spot for Winnipeg. I think that Winnipeg's going to win by double digits. I believe they will run things up on Montreal. Winnipeg had a so-so game themselves last week against Calgary. Could have been much better for them. Looks like Zach Collaros will be back behind center. Drew Brown, he wasn't the same guy he was when he filled in, when he came in as a backup in the middle of the game. 0 passing touchdowns. This is a team that, just won by a little bit over the Calgary Stampeders. They'll want to get back on track. I expect the run game to be utilized quite a bit. Looking for Brady Oliveira player props as far as the rushing position is concerned. I'm going to look at the full game bet here and take the home team, lay the chalk here, and lay the points with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Look, this Montreal team's been good, guys, but they've been beating up on bad teams. And I know that's been who they've been playing, but I'm not really buying what I'm seeing from this Montreal Alouettes team. They were down two touchdowns last week. They had to come back, claw back, and end up winning that game. And I was happy because I bet them. But now it's time to bet against them. Winnipeg will be ready. They're going to play at home. And I feel like this is kind of a big wake-up call game for the Montreal Alouettes, where they get a reality check and they lose by double digits. So I will take the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and lay the points in that game for our first pick of the podcast here. Game number 2, we have the Calgary Stampeders. Speaking of the Stampeders, visiting the Toronto Argonauts. They are 9.5-point underdogs on the road. Toronto, of course, off their bye. We know how successful teams have been in the CFL off their bye weeks. But this Calgary team is a team that I've talked about for a long time, that they just have not been good to their potential at all. They have not reached what they're capable of doing. If you look across all their results, all their scores so far this season, no matter who they've played, they've been involved in some very close games. Look back to last year, same story for them. They could not win in the fourth quarter. They could not come up clutch in those big moments. But they're a team, when given a point spread like this, they hang around. They don't get blown out too much. So I'm tempted to look at this number here for the Stampeders, getting 9.5 points. I get it. Toronto's off that bye week. They are a great team. I do believe that with 9.5 points, the Stampeders can hang around. Wouldn't mind seeing points in that game as well, looking towards the over. I do have a first half play, though, for the clients. You can grab that at wagertalk.com. A reminder, guys, use that promo code BIRTHDAY9. That's Wager Talk's 9th birthday. BIRTHDAY9. Get half off any package of a best bet. So the best bet's only there. BIRTHDAY9 takes half off at checkout when you're purchasing them. And I do have a 5% play going this weekend in the CFL. Use the promo code BIRTHDAY9 and get half off, 50% off. And if you like these videos, guys, please hit the like button. We're not going too far into analysis. We'll save that stuff for CFL 2 and Out on Wager Talk TV, but I want to come on here and give you guys some picks, and that's exactly what we're doing. Game number 3, we have Hamilton, BC. Pretty much, guys, this week there's 3 teams of big favorites, and then we have one pick 'em, and that'll be the next game we're going to talk about. BC, they're currently -10 over Hamilton. Short and simple here. 6-0, 8 ATS off an ATS loss, 6-0 off a straight up loss. This is a BC team that has won multiple games at home after a straight up loss. This is a team that plays very well at home. They're very deep, and they played a Saskatchewan team that played their best game of the year. BC off a loss against a Hamilton team that struggles to put up points right now. I think the Hamilton's worse than Edmonton. Again, I'm laying the points here. -10. I'm taking it. BC will get the job done. They bounce back in a big way consistently at home whenever they lose games, whenever they drop games, whenever they have a subpar performance, especially defensively. They bounce back in a big way, but especially when they are at home. As much as I like laying the 10 here, I kind of lean towards the under 46. I don't think Hamilton brings much to the table. And once we see that BC Lions team get a lead, they will look to shut things down. Take the points here, lay them actually. -10 with the BC Lions. Last game here, Redblacks and Elks. This is pretty much, the battle of some of the bottom teams in the league. The Elks get their first win of their season last week against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who I just mentioned. I think they're the worst team in the league. And my clients had them +5.5. Edmonton wins outright. Now, looking at this game, you kind of wonder what's going to happen here, who's going to be the real team. And I look at it this way. I want to bet on Edmonton first half. This is an Edmonton team that's lost 22 straight games at home. Do I want to step in front of that streak? Do I want to try and be that guy that steps in front of that big run? I certainly do not. But I will look at them first half. Trey Ford's playing very well. This team actually has looked better at home recently, but only in the first half. They've collapsed in the second half a lot of their games. And Ottawa's secondary has looked very poor, especially early in games. I know Dustin Crum's been kind of a fan favorite. People have fallen in love with him because of what he brings on his feet and through the air. And really, this Ottawa team does have talent offensively, but their defense is what's getting exposed. And they have struggled with the run game as well. And if you can't run the football in the CFL, it becomes very predictable. So I'm going to go with the Edmonton Elks on the money line in the first half for our play here in the last game of the week on Sunday, CFL Week 12. Guys, last week it was 3-0 with CFL client plays. We're 12-5 on that big run with 5% plays over the last 2 years. We're looking at a 7-2 run here. Join me at wagertalk.com and use the promo code birthday9. Take half off all my best bets. Thanks a lot for watching and best of luck.